to lift off. 2 minutes to lift off.
Is it? Oh, look at all this. Good morning. Good morning, balcony. I see you. And probably someone's up there. I just can't see them. You know what I mean about this place. Good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. My name is Jenny Castleberry. I'm part of the board. I'm part of the team that brings Sundays together. And I have to point out how much blue there is today. It's a little weird. Not everybody. We have some rebels. But there is a blue vibe. If anyone knows about color, maybe you can tell us what that means. Feels good to me, but I think there's a blue vibe today. Throat chakra? Oh, there we go. It's open. Thank you. Okay, so we all need to open up that throat chakra and say what we're feeling, right? Get it out. Okay. The number 5 representing change. So talk about change. All right, it all makes sense to me. So we're doing something a little different that we're going to try for a while. We did this long ago and then we moved away. We're going to do announcements at the beginning. The idea is that once we sink into the sort of spell that is cast around music and readings and the message, we want to keep that feeling of that spell being cast. And so then when I come in at the end with announcements, sometimes it's a little bit like, oh, we've broken the spell. So I'm going to start out with announcements today. Also gives folks that little bit of extra time to get seated. And first, everyone take your seats. I think you got that on your own. Do go ahead and silence your cell phones. Take a moment to pull those out, turn them off or turn them on to silent. We also, even though we have signs everywhere, we do want to remind folks that water with a lid is completely welcome in the sanctuary. All other drinks and drinks without lids, you gotta leave them somewhere else. We love that you can have coffee outside and in the dining room, but please try not to bring it in, even if it's something you brought yourself, because what can happen, it's just like the movie theater in the old days. Somebody in the back row spills it and it rolls on down, and then it's on your feet, which is not a good feeling. So please, let's try not to do that. But now let's talk about cool things that are going on. So one thing I just was told I can mention, because we're being asked about Thanksgiving. Is Althea doing Thanksgiving? Some years we did, some years we didn't. Here's what we're going to do for this year. If you want to celebrate and have your turkey and dressing here on Thanksgiving Day, you may absolutely do that. We are going to offer the space. We're just not going to be in charge of it. And when I say we, I mean the board, the operations team, any special committee. We're just sort of going to let it be a grassroots thing. Now, who should you talk to if you want to be part of that grassroots effort that's going to have a very cool Thanksgiving? Luis in the back, raise your hand. Julie, right off to the side, who may have handed you your program. Those are the folks who are going to start signing people up and figuring out who brings what. But know that if you want, you have a place to come on Thanksgiving Day. All right, what else do we have going on? We still have Community Connections. This is a Zoom offering, Thursdays at 11 a.m. to 12:30. Kathy Humphreys, and I don't see Kathy right now, but she's usually here on Sundays. That happens every Thursday on Zoom. It's a discussion group, and they talk about different things every week, and you are welcome to join in. Anything I'm going to mention today will be on the website at some point, or on the program that you got. So check that out if you want to know more details. The Althea Book Club is going strong. Arica, Reverend Arica, waving her hand right there. She's over the book club, and everyone is welcome to jump in. You don't have to have been to the previous sessions. That's at 2 p.m., also on Thursdays, but that's in person right here. So, yay, book club. We also wanted to update you about our 100-year campaign. We are now, October 1, officially in the fourth quarter of the year. This is our last quarter to raise funds, $100,000. We have raised so far $73,000. Amazing. But if you know your math, that means $27,000 left to go. So divided by 3 months is $9,000 a month. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, so let's do that. So don't forget to give to that specially. Give when we pass the plate, give online, but also give to this. Give that little bit of extra, please. All right, a couple of other things on your program. A night, of theatrical belly dance performances celebrating Halloween. What? That is new. I love it. That's going to be October 14th. The doors open at 6 p.m. The show starts at 7. And you pay in advance and you save yourself $10. So I love it. Nightmare on, I can't read that. What does it say? Shimmy Street. Nightmare on Shimmy Street. Wow, I love it. Okay, that is, I think, everything that we do. Is someone else handling our new folks? Giving out flowers? Okay, so you got that, okay. All right, so I think we are good to go. So the last thing that I will do is introduce our beloved Reverend Christina Jones, who's going to take it over from here. She is Althea Center's new spiritual director and religious science CSL minister. She is a certified personal development coach, an inspirational speaker, a dietitian, and an author. Reverend Christina is the founder and creator of DivineFeminineEvolution.org, a new CSL-affiliated focus ministry. Reverend Christina has been active in New Thought and New Age, those movements, since childhood. 7 generations, that is her lineage. 7 generations of powerful ancestors who have passed on metaphysical and spiritual principles from her family traditions. So please help me welcome the Reverend Christina Jones.
Thank you, Candy. Thank you all. And I almost wore royal blue today. Almost did it. So Althea Center is a very special place. Very special. And the land that it stands upon is an indigenous land of Arapaho and Ute and the Cheyenne Nation. And this center stands in oneness. And it honors the oneness. And because of that, Althea supports many nonprofits, including the Spirit of the Sun and Sisters of Color, who rent space here. And we honor that. And Althea always looks for opportunities to make an impactful difference and to practice what it stands for and what it says and what it feels in heart consciousness. And our affirmation of diversity, we affirm that we are a community of diverse spiritual seekers. We are ever growing in diversity, race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, age, and spiritual backgrounds and physical abilities. And we are evolving in consciousness and helping in a new consciousness as the new paradigm is rising for all cultures in the oneness of all. And we are aware of all present and past atrocities and stand grounded in that spiritual oneness, and to be an open and a safe spiritual space for speakers, for seekers, to further their journey on a spiritual path toward awakening the spirit of oneness of all. We do practice what we preach here. And now I'd like to welcome all your first-timers and those online that are watching us on social media, on Facebook and YouTube. Please drop up a like and make a comment, send in a prayer request. And all you new people in person, please raise your hand if you're not too shy. We have a gift for you. Welcome. And welcome all the babies that are here. It's wonderful. And we also, for all your first-timers, we have a lunch afterwards, and it is free of charge. If you can't stay because you're interested in the Bronco game today, I'm pretty sure one of our admin people can write you like a little ticket. What they used to do with the coupon? A rain check. That's it, a rain check. Send the Broncos up here. So now for our opening prayer.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. My name is Kira. Please stand for the opening prayer. And I would love to ask if you all would please grab someone's hand. Okay. Let us take a nice deep breath together. All right. Thank you, Source. And please insert creator, whatever word or whatever name that you use to describe your source, your creator, right? Thank you, Source. For those of us who are familiar with astrology, 2 days after Mercury retrograde, thank you for endings. Thank you for reminding us with that beautiful moon that it is okay to be impatient because seeds grow anyway. Thank you for reminding us that we may be isolated at times, but not alone in our desires, emotions, longings, and circumstances. We thank you on this glorious day for filling us with peace, even when we've been spiraling and feel like as if we've spiraled. For placing a smile in our path when we sometimes forget to use our own. And for creating us with magical sensory so that we may be able to tap into our neighbor's happiness while we create our own. Thank you for reminding us of your infinite and unconditional love. We are honored to feel just a piece of that through Rev Christina today. Cover our spiritual leader as she answers our questions, guide us, brings us to realizations, and uplift us. Cover us so that we may open up to receive today. Thank you again for your infinite love that sustains us and all that we may always, and hope that we may always seek to be the eye in our own storms. We love you, Source, and so it is. Amen. And now, Althea's statement of being.
Okay, please remain standing, if you're comfortable with that. Okay, all right. God is all, both invisible and visible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. We are individualized expressions of God and are ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. Okay, we're all gonna sing a little ditty. Rick is awesome, he's gonna play on the piano. Here's the lyrics. You are the face of God. I hold you you, Rick. Thank you. Community, Althea Community.
She was supposed
Our featured musician today is the one and only Gonzalo Tepa. He is a jazz classical musician, bass player, composer, educator, and two-time Latin Grammy nominee for Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album for his works on the recordings Tiempo by Linda Briciano and Third Element by Luisito Quintero. I should have practiced this before. He was named Best Jazz Soloist by Downbeat Magazine in 2004, 2005, and 2006, and he received the Best Jazz Vocalist Award at the Greeley Jazz Festival in 2004 and 2005. Gonzalo is like family to Althea, and we are so happy to have him with us today. Please welcome Gonzalo Tepa.
couple of readings. First one, Joan Chittister. The secret of life is to let every segment of it produce its own yield at its own pace. Every period has something new to teach us. The harvest of youth is achievement. The harvest of middle age is perspective. The harvest of age is wisdom. The harvest of life is serenity. And from Tomas Rivera's The Searchers. We are not alone when we created children and looked into their eyes and searched for perfection. How could we be alone? We search together. We are seekers. We are searchers. And we will continue to search because our eyes still have the passion for prophecy.
Thank you. Thank you, Gonzalo. That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Hello again. And we are in harvest season. And we just had a beautiful, super full moon, the last one of the year. And the leaves are changing. And some of them are starting to blow away, which is really sad. My husband and I live at 8,000 feet. So the leaves are changing, there's summer there, and then the wind comes. And I was looking at it this morning. It was like gold coins just flickering. And I see that also as abundance. And what are we harvesting? We're in an amazing opportunity of change. If you're new here, I've talked about change a lot. And we're in it. We're in a brand new paradigm shift. And I will even say for myself, I had a big paradigm shift this week. And I was reminded of Nona Brooks, one of the founders of this very center, who says the tribulation and pain are actually opportunities which invite or drive us to implement the principles of new thought. Had me thinking about scripture, trials and tribulations. Even this week, almost having a government shutdown. And we have friends that told me, and they work pretty high up in the government, I'm not working. I'm not working for free. But I know what some of them do. I'm like, uh-oh. TSA quitting, having a girlfriend going to Egypt. She's like, may not be going to Egypt. May not fly anywhere. So what have we harvested throughout the year? Because we didn't know until, at least for me, last night, when a friend of mine sent me a text, guess I'm working Monday. And my other girlfriend says, guess I'm going to Egypt, because it's safe to fly. But we didn't know, but some of us, I feel, were holding a possibility of peace, cooperation, collaboration. So harvest, we know, is like from farming time. What did we plant throughout the year? Well, I started thinking, what have I planted and what have we planted throughout our life? Monday morning, this past Monday morning, it's around 6:15 a.m. My eyes are still closed, but I'm present. The bed is flat, I'm flat. And I'm in a washing machine going 100 miles an hour. I have never gone through vertigo in my life. And even the doctor said it's like the opposite of vertigo, because my body was doing something opposite. And it was scary. My husband was already gone for work. My goddaughter, she was leaving. I couldn't move. I couldn't even say anything. And I'm like, man, is this it? Oh, I'm serious. Is this it? Because a lot of women in my family, they go like that, which is good. I've always said I wanted to go like that, but I didn't mean Monday. I was like, oh crap, I just had a birthday. Oh, what's going on? So I had this fear of the ego that was stepping in. And it was such a whirlwind, I couldn't even cry, like, what's my husband gonna do? I got work to do. Is it like this? Because my heart was moving so fast. And a voice said, sit up. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And I sat up and I smelled my mother's perfume. I'm like, oh, really? And it stopped. I'm like, well, this is weird. Because people told me when you lie down, it's supposed to stop. It's the opposite. So I stand up, things are still moving. Kitty comes running in the door. I have a black kitty. We have a beautiful black kitty, Sid. And he's following me like a dog. He's like against me, like guiding me to the bathroom. I'm like, okay, breathe. By this time, hours have gone by. Goddaughter's gone to go off with her day. I was like, I gotta get to the phone. And what felt like just walking through the hallway felt like 1,000,000 miles. And Kitty's next to me. And at one morning when I wanted to do this, I felt something hold my arm up. Grab the wall, ding dong. I heard that. Ding dong. Like, really? Okay, we're gonna do this. Got the phone. It had to be an hour from there to the bedroom. And it's like, okay, I can do this. And a voice says, lie down. Well, the spinning comes back. And I just prayed. And I remember hearing my mother saying the Lord's Prayer in Latin. I could hear it. I'm like, I don't know what this is, but it felt like some kind of upgrade and even something physical. You can't really explain it. And I'm like, this feels like the dark night of the soul. Close my eyes. Turning on the phone did something. So it's like, okay, just breathe, breathing. And then I thought about my Joe Dispenza breathing, like pulling up the oxygen from deep below to the brain. I'm like, okay, that's better. I can call my husband. Now, as part of me, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd, former engineer, nutrition degree. I tell him, I think I'm dying. Is this a stroke? And he's like, honey, it's not a stroke. Tell me what's going on. He calls his friends. He's down in Denver. I'm all the way an hour away. It's not a stroke. It's a form of vertigo, but it's opposite. But what I harvest this week, and it didn't end with just Monday, but the interesting thing is at 11, it stops. Like, what is this? My best friend called me, who's in California, a former military nurse. She's like, girl, you are going through something. This is not just physical, this is metaphysical. Because the one thing I did notice, every time I closed my eyes, I had visions. Every time now, I have this much, literally, my dream book is now full. Information, even information about my past and my childhood. I'm like, that's why that happened. That's why I married that turd. Just saying, still healing it. I'm like, this is how come this happened. This is what's going on the earth. I saw some things were pretty bleak, but I also saw light. And I also saw for myself, okay, I gotta talk on Sunday. Harvest the opportunities. Eyes are closed, spinning, slowing down. This is opportunity for me to slow down. There was a moment, I call it my Satori moment of, I have been a healer most of my life. I even took care of my mom, 14 years old. I watched my alcoholic father, weekend alcoholic father, spin out of control. Monday, normal, you would never even know it. And I realized I've allowed people to emotionally dump on me most of my life. How many of you feel that way? How many of you at home feel that way? That you just let people just constantly dump without a boundary. Now, I work also as a coach. I know how to shut that off. But sometimes with friends and family, it just, you pick up the phone like, oh, here they go. You know what's coming. And it does feel like, for me, a spinning in a whirlwind. This continued Tuesday, Wednesday, I was able to drive. It comes and it goes. The interesting thing is, I told one of the board members, what the heck kind of vertigo is this? Because usually it's supposed to stop when you lie down. Mine stops when I walk. What is that? Like, I can't rest? But the meditations have been deeper. And I will say, no fever, no sore throat, no food weirdness. It felt and still feels otherworldly. It brought me to the present moment. Because the one thing I was taught to be is a multitasker. It's a lie. I have read Ram Dass for years about being in the present moment. Trust and believe. You go through this, oh, you be present. I'm present right now. I can feel my heel hit this. Now, an interesting thing is, last month, I asked Spirit to help me be more present. Be careful what you wish for. You will get it. So, with someone close to my heart, as I was getting information, my husband, who is truly a mate from many lifetimes, not just this lifetime, the LEAF principle showed up. And this month, that's what we're going to work on. And it is a workshop. It's a curriculum. I got a huge download based on this gift of this acronym that was given. So today we're going to start on listening. But LEAF stands for listen, evolve, affirm, and flourish, which works with these teachings of affirmative prayer. Because even Thursday, for a split second, it came in, and it started to go faster. I raised my hand up. I don't know what made me do it. I'm like, okay, I got to hold on to some tether. And in my mind, I felt I had a rope. Could have been a spiritual rope. But it stopped. I'm like, okay, back to moving on with my day. So listen. And yes, this is near in the mountains. Activate your inner listener. I love the Upanishads. When thoughts become silent, the soul finds peace in its own source. Even those moments when I was scared, there was a peacefulness. There was a peacefulness. I don't know if any of you have gone through any physical challenge, a sickness, dare I say COVID. If you think back, was there like a moment, even when you didn't feel good, there was a peacefulness? Greg Braden says, and I believe this, fevers are a form of an upgrade. We don't want them. But think about going to a sweat lodge. I've gone to them. Or when people do ayahuasca or any type of medicinal, it's taking you to another dimension. That's what I felt like. I mean, I had a whole other different topic to speak on. It was like I literally, Spirit had to kick me out of the way and say, no, we're going to do this because it's for all of us, me included, to harvest that inner listening. Have we been listening? Be still and know. That means a whole lot more to me than you know. Be still and know I am that I am. Have you ever gone so deep that you could hear your own heartbeat? That's spirit. That's music. That's like Gonzalo's music. Because that's a gift. You listen a long time ago, and you implemented it. So really listen. Do you have a book in you, artwork in you, a trip that you've been planning, and everything is like, no, I can't, not time, I don't have money, every excuse in the world. Life is a blink of an eye. It's beautiful. But don't wait. Listen. Don't put off your intuition anymore. Do not allow past or present people, places, or things to stop you. Because now really is the time. Stop preparing. I've been working on a book for 5 years. That book is done. I was like, I usually spend 8 hours on a talk. This week, 3. I got out of the way because I couldn't fight. I'm great with organizing. My brain will go right there. Even have my meditations organized. I couldn't make it downstairs to meditate. I had to like, well, I guess I'm meditating here. I can't have my special candle and all my little things. Nope, nope, nope. I'm going to meditate right here because right now I'm not spinning. Listen. Are we listening to the words that we say? Are we paying attention to our own inner thoughts? Are we harvesting? What are we harvesting? Pain, hate, anger, love, or rage? Pick it. There's no more blaming. He did this, the politician did this, mom did this, dad did this. I felt my daddy. That's huge. Called me by his nickname, by my nickname. Felt him. He said, "You okay? Stop freaking out." And he had a big booming voice. "You got this." He doesn't visit often. That's me listening. This whole week, moments of being afraid, but also saw my family step up, and my friends stepped up, and people in this community is like, "What do you need?" Step up. There's not just about me. But I've spent most of my life, over 50 years, nurturing other people. How many of y'all have done that? 30 years, 20 years? Spiritual 2x4. Some people say, a lot of people say it's cancer. Yep, but it's more than that. I was even thinking, spiritual 2x4 for the whole world was COVID. Another one, flooding, earthquakes, volcanoes. Hello? Are we listening? Do what we can to step into that and to allow us to stop making excuses. It is harvest time. And Colorado is beautiful. I invite anyone online. I used to live on the East Coast. Beautiful colors. Harvest time is a golden time to reflect and receive the jewels divine intelligence has gifted to us. Wednesday morning during a dizzy spell, I had to speak into my phone. Harvest. Harvest loved. Because as the seasons are changing and everything are shifting, we are shifting, like it or not. We are the golden leaf. We really are. And it's truly time to be in the present moment. Be here now, as Ram Dass says. So harvest and listen so we can move to the next step of divine evolution. It's right here. We are all sacred. We are all sanctified. Dare I say that? I really feel and know the women that built this, and the women and the men that built this place. Before this place was here, the indigenous land, there's an energy field because it's Gaia and it's love. And the seasons, they keep moving. Everything keeps changing. And sometimes we just gotta go with the flow. Or the universe that gives you the little pebbles and then the big boulder. You don't want the big boulder. Just want to relax. And despite what we see, because I know there's going to be some interesting things that show up on this planet. Everyone goes like, say what? That just happened? I mean, when you hear on the news where they're talking about, well, there's full disclosure coming and Congress has this UAP thing, I'm like, what? And there's stuff going on in Colorado Springs at the Air Force that looks like the Star Trek symbol. And I'm like, well, how can we harvest then instead of going into fear? I have a friend of mine who told me in California, she said they're going to sell one of their cars because gas is $8 a gallon. And she makes a very beautiful living at Facebook, top level at Facebook. And she even called herself very spiritual. She's like, I am now freaking out. I'm like, yep, you are now freaking out. And it's like, if you keep harvesting and planting seeds, next time when it's harvest season, you're going to be freaking out again. So you got to be present and know that everything, this too shall pass. Maybe, even with the economy, there's a possibility of manifesting and allowing prosperity. Our world, parts of our world, talk so much about lack, limitation, and this is going up and that's going up and all this other stuff. How about you ignore it and just go into stillness? Things can happen in a blink of an eye, can shift in love and light. And to give it into that golden leaf and listen. And know that we've all gone through trials and tribulations. And you're still here, and you're okay. And we're going to be okay. It's okay to have information and listen to friends and family, but also to have that boundary and that limit, say, I got to go, and I got to take care of myself. It's okay, because our society is a go, go, go society. And I've spent a lot of time in Italy, and they don't do that. Give yourself some grace. That's what I feel that was my gift. That I wasn't giving myself grace to even take a little bit of pause, an extra pause, a longer meditation. Even just walking through the house became a prayer. And I will tell you, it felt good. For the past 3 days, everything looks brighter. Even you all look brighter. Everything looks golden, and the blues look bluer, the greens look greener. So I'll let you know how I come through on the other side of this. But harvest your joy. Harvest and appreciate how far you've come and how far we get to go together. We all get to go together through social media, through a physicality, because there is no time, space. You can feel when someone wants you to call them, and when you're just thinking of someone and your phone rings or you get a text. That spirit. Harvest that spirit. Harvest that light, that love, and listen. Homework for this month? Listen. Listen. See if you can hear your heartbeat. Listen to the wind blow. It's supposed to be windy today. Have a window crack and just listen to the wind. Just take a moment. Not the noise, the wind. I usually meditate to music. I couldn't get to music. And there was construction. And guess what happened? All of a sudden, the construction went away. I meditated this morning. I didn't need any music. It didn't matter if the kid was running, my husband was doing something. Thich Nhat Hanh talked about that. The Buddha talked about that. You don't need, even if there's a lot of outside noise, inside that matters. That's the real work. You can turn off that outer ear so that inner ear can truly hear. Would you mind joining me up here for a minute? He's going to do a little music for us. Our prayer sound. We get to listen to his beautiful gift. Thank you, Darren. Peace be still. Sometimes just chant that. Peace be still. Or even tell yourself, be still. So if those of you online and here are willing to gently close your eyes. And listen. Listen to the breath of God, the divine intelligence that created all of us. That there's a affirming presence of love, of universal love. That's deep in knowing, and I know that for myself and Thea and everyone in this room and online, that when there's outside turmoil, you can tap into inner peace. The inner breath that knows all, that beats our heart, that is divine presence, energetic clarity. And I know there's peace for Mother Earth, healing for all, healing for all of our inner child, healing and bringing us to a super consciousness of love and light as we move forward through this week and this year, knowing in the stillness, Spirit speaks, and we are in unification with that Spirit. And I release it, know it is done. And so it is. Amen. And Ashe.
Do this together. Yes, do it. It's okay. It's okay. Make some noise. Yes. There we go.
Thank you. And thank you, our other guest artists. So I invite the ushers. It's time to do that beautiful loft circulation in the gift giving. And that's not the only way to give. You may go online at our website at altheacenter.org. You can also set up weekly and monthly donations. And we also, on our little handout that you got, the QR code, you can scan that as well. And we have I call it the Las Vegas dip jar. It's in the back. So it's $10 dips, and it does this little dancing thing of looks like a little UFO sitting back there. But it's $10 dips. You can dip as many times as you like. And know that all your donations also are a beautiful tax write-off. And know that everything is circulated back to you 100-fold. Because at the end of the day, you can't take it with you, and it always comes back. It all belongs to the divine. And all your donations also support this building, the painting, the cleaning, the parking lot, all the little things, the food, and how we at Althea give back to the community. So now, as the ushers come back, together, if you're willing to say the offering for Althea. The universe provides all that I need and all that I give. With great joy, I share in my prosperity, planting seeds for a world I'm helping to manifest. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Amen. Thank you all. And thank you all online. Much appreciated. You could give throughout the week. And now the prayers of the people. This is when we will have mic runners. Thank you, mic runners. If you have a prayer request, here we keep it simple here. Simply sacred and spiritual. If you're praying for someone else, first name only, we are online. I know I'm repeating, but to hold that and make sure you have permission to pray for a loved one. And if you need a deeper dive, we have practitioners that will be meeting in the library for a deeper spiritual affirmative prayer, which is a step of affirming. They will hold for you what is already in the field. You may not know it for yourself. So the reason we said so it is, it's already done because Spirit knows all. Thank you. Anyone has any prayers? Yes.
I'd like to pray for these two women named Kay and Kim.
Thank you. And that was simple, see?
I wanted to say thank you for your prayers last week. They were really powerful, and I went into my procedure with such ease, and I felt such ease, and I can truly attest to the power of your prayers because I've had it done on the other hand and did not have that same experience. So thank you so much. And I want to thank Gonzalo for that beautiful moment, for the music, but also the inclusion. It means so much as a mother to come here and to have my little one included. Being a mother is such a connected and deep experience, and it can at times be isolating too. And it means so much that this community holds that connection and sees it and strengthens it. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. And prayer does work. If you work it, it will work. Any?
All right. Hi, everyone. I am a little sad, but it's bittersweet tonight. Well, today is my last Sunday being a Denver resident. I'm going back home to Miami. But I just want to let you all know I love you all. Thank you all so much for all of your smiles and well wishes in times of chaos. And Yeah, just thank you so much, you all. So I appreciate you, and my name is Kira. Send prayers to new transitions, new transformations, and new journey. So thank you.
Thank you, Kira. Stay in touch, okay? Safe travels, and thank you for that beautiful prayer earlier. You're a light.
I'd like to ask prayers for my friend Jenny, whose cat died yesterday. She had to have him put down, and the cat got her through 7 failed relationships. But she's having a pretty traumatic feeling about losing her cat.
I would just like to express my gratefulness for bringing the country together right now. We are financially solvent this minute, and we have a few weeks before when I pray for that also. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all, and for those online, please submit your prayer requests. You email them, you go to our website. Please submit, put them in Facebook and or on YouTube, Twitter. Please reach out, because where 2 or more are gathered, as the great one said, there I am in the midst. Thank you all. And now, our community song, Maestro Ricky. Thank you.
Good morning. This morning we're going to do a song that it means a lot. It's a very familiar song, but please stand as you're able and join me in our community song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With Spirit as our mother, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Thank you, and Bob is going to send us off. Thank you, Bob.